The Gold Rush by Nfia, Taylor R., Abbie R., and Taylor T. The gold rush in 1849 was a time when people surged to California to strike it rich, but only a few did. But before we talk about the gold rush, we must go back and learn how U.S. gained California as a territory.
We gained California during the Mexican-American War that started in 1846. President Polk believed we needed the territories in the West to contribute to America's manifest destiny. He first tried to buy the land, but Mexico said no. War broke out, a few battles were fought, and we won. The Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo said that Mexico agreed to give up Texas and the Mexican secession for $15 million. The U.S. had bought very valuable land that is now known as California.
Fast forward to 1848. James Marshall was sent by John Sutter to build a sawmill on the American River. Marshall was looking into the canal when he first saw the glittering object, gold.
News spread incredibly fast. In 1849, people from everywhere were on their way to California. They were known as the 49ers. Not only Americans rushed over, but many people from different countries immigrated to America to have a chance to get some gold. If they came from the east, they had three options: sail around the North American continent, sail through the Isthmus of Panama, travel over land, and again sail to California. And last but not least, travel across North America. Each of these was not an easy journey.
Since the journey was so tough, usually only young men desperate for gold traveled through the rugged terrain. Two-thirds of the miners were American, and of those two-thirds were mostly white men. There were also Native Americans, free blacks, and slaves, and that searched for gold. Most foreign miners came from Mexico, Europe, South America, Australia, and China.
Life as a miner was tough. Camps were dirty and poorly made with shacks and tents. Crime and violence was usual for camps. Also, poor food and disease was spread all over. Even if life was hard, that didn't bug the Chinese. 1 in 10 immigrants was Chinese. Most immigrated because of crop failure in their country. Their plan was to find gold and bring it back to China. They were good workers and were welcomed at first, but were soon resented by other miners. They took over sites that others had given up on. They worked hard and soon made profits, which made other miners angry.
Chinese miners were treated very harshly. Americans beat them because they were jealous and greedy that they had to share their gold with them. They also burned their stuff, cut off their braids. Americans soon convinced the government to tax the foreign people.
They taxed foreigners $20 a month, which was more than they could pay. Many left, and some of the Chinese started businesses and restaurants. In 1852, the gold rush had ended. As much as 250,000 people had traveled to California. More people means more business and trade. Ports were opened and more people moved in. There were so many people that California could become a state. It was added as a free state in 1850. Many great things had happened, but also some cruel. A lot of Native Americans were hunted and killed. The Californios were disrespected and lost a lot of their land.
But in the end, many believed that manifest destiny was the reason why California and the territories were theirs. The belief led people to move there, and the gold belonged to the Americans. This has been the Gold Rush.